What is up, fight fans? I am Jason Burgos for SureDog.com, and tonight I am joined by an 18-year veteran of the MMA wars. He's a UFC veteran who fought a plethora of legends in his day, and he's currently the reigning and defending heavyweight champion of one championship, and that man is the one they call The Truth, aka Brandon Vera. Mr. Truth, sir, thank you so much for the time tonight.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Thanks for the intro. Man, I had no idea I've been doing this for 18 years. Ooh-wee.
And that's just the stuff that's on SureDog. I don't know the other stuff that's not even there, so who knows how long it is.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the events you had to get to before you could get on SureDog.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now, I have a ton of questions, all different kind of topics, like what's going on with you and your one career. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about was your attempt at the light heavyweight title against Aung La Nsang in October, which was the last time we've all seen you in a ring or a cage. Now, the fight did not go your way, but it was an entertaining scrap nonetheless. What aspects of that fight went as expected? What things went different than you thought? Like, did Aung's chin and power live up to the reputation and then some? Did he come up with different game plan than you expected? Or did you maybe just not execute certain things like you wanted to or hoped for?
Man, it's kind of like everything you just said. All of that kind of happened. let's say, I didn't think Mr. Aung La Nsang's calf kick would be that fast. So I would have to catch up on the calf kick. But that really wasn't a bother because I was expecting that to come. I just wasn't expecting it as fast. So I was half a step behind to check. I did get to check it a couple times. But the one thing, man, that I will eat crow on till the day I'm done is I tell all my students, I tell all fighters, I tell all athletes, I tell everybody, listen, when we're teaching, it's pretty basic. MMA is pretty basic. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's kind of like that. You do this, you get this. Man, big bone, break little bone. Mr. Aung La kicked, and I used my hand to block his shin. So I snapped my hand like, I didn't think I went to block it. I think I went to parry it through, you know, but
yeah,
I popped my hand like 26 seconds in. So broken, and I didn't know what was wrong with it until I hit him with a straight. I remember I was getting mad because something was off, and then I hit him with it. And right when I hit him with it, I was like, oh, that's broken. Oh, that's why. And then from there, you know, when the realization came, when the adrenaline first passed and then the realization came that it was broken, now I'm trying to think of a game plan while my hands broke and it's starting to in my head more and more. So it was, you know, it definitely wasn't the outcome that we wanted. It wasn't I guess it wasn't even the trajectory of the But you know, it's MMA. This is what we do, man. This is how it is. You can prepare as much and as perfectly as you want. But I think Mike Tyson said it best, you know, everyone has a plan.
Yes.
So they punch in the face.
Yep.
And that's what we do. We all have a plan until something happens. And that something was kind of big that night.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, you have fought a who's who in your career. John Jones, Randy Couture, Shogun, Mir, Fabricio Werdum, and on. Some casual fans may not pay attention to Aung because he isn't in the UFC and they're only wanting, you know, to watch the UFC. But where does he rank among the talented fighters you've competed with? Is he one of the very best and deserves respect? Because the version of Brandon Vera right now is probably maybe the best version. So he was able to somehow beat the best version yet.
You know, I'm a huge fan and supporter of Aung. I would say that Aung is for sure, I would say top 3 of all time of the guys that have ever shared the center of that circle with, man, that I've been able to bleed with and sweat with. You know, he's definitely top 3. Like, no matter what you think or the names and the places, between his heart, his determination, and his skill set is solid. Like, when I say his skill set, like, he's not fancy. He doesn't jump onto the cage and jump flying to keep off the head. He's not doing flying triangles. But his skill set is that of a 2-division champion, and nobody's going to be taking his belts from him anytime soon. You know, I'm just a fan of him and what he does and how he does. And he is that guy. He's that guy that everybody talks about. You know, he said 10,000 reps. That's Like he just reps.
Yeah.
He's exactly like me. When I was competing against him, I saw me standing across from me, like banging out back and forth, giving it to the person that's giving it to you. You know, like really engaging with the person and not trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to be PC about this. You know, people try to, but I guess we can't be. Some people try to win the round.
Yeah.
We need the point. We need the takedown. Oh, just get on your bike and dance and just ride it out. No.
Yeah.
No, sir. Mr. Aung La is a champ of champs. You know, like, he's just like me. Let's go finish this event. Let's finish this match. There's no need for people sitting on the side of the circle to decide whether or not we won or not. Let's find out now. And that makes him one of the top 3 most dangerous people I've ever been in the center ever.
Wow. Now, the original plan was a late May title defense against Arjan Bhullar. Obviously, the pandemic screwed that all up, like a lot of fights throughout the sport. Now, but let's talk about that match. I mean, it could be said that Arjan is the most decorated grappler you face, maybe since freaking Randy Couture in 2009, because he is an Olympian for Canada. You know, he was doing that at the beginning of this decade. He's probably the most credentialed wrestler in one heavyweight history, maybe. Obviously, at some point, he's coming for that takedown. Have you done anything specific in terms of training partners, techniques to prepare for his brand of wrestling as you hopefully have this fight some point this year? And also, your jiu-jitsu has always been well respected, highly respected. Is he rolling the dice maybe by taking you down and just thinking, oh, he can hold you down and beat you up?
You know, I used to not train on the ground because I was so good on the ground and I wanted to become really good on my feet.
Yeah.
For a lot of my career. Then you get this bug because you're knocking people out, you're sleeping people. You stop training on the ground because you're knocking everybody out.
Yeah.
So fast forward to 18 years and where we are now, I train everything all the time now. Like from my sprawls to my shots, my down blocks, my circle outs, to my push and pulls. Man, I do all of it. I mean, I've been training wrestling. I don't have any training partners here on Guam to wrestle with all the time.
Yeah.
But all the drills, I'm just drilling on my own. I know I have to drill, circle out, drill, sprawl, circle out, sprawl, circle out, hands up, hands up. And everybody talks about Mr. Arjan Bhullar's wrestling. The pedigree of wrestling. No one wants to talk about his amazing ass boxing.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that because I saw on one championship, I saw the article where you were highly praising that and stuff like that. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but I mean, there's still a big gap in terms of your experience, what you've done in sport competition. Your strike is a lot better than him. Are you here to say that it's closer than a lot of people are gonna think, or there's a big gap, but he's not outmanned?
I want to say he's definitely not outmanned. I saw his feint, I saw his head movement, the way he moves his feet. He moves as a heavyweight. He's in and out. And he will stay just close enough to hit you and stay out of the fire. So that makes him very dangerous. And you top that on top of the fact that if he decides to abandon his hands and just shoot him and take you down, then you got a whole other set of problems. So we have to be in shape. We have to wrestle. We have to box. We have to kickbox. We have to Muay Thai. We have to be all martial arts. We have to do all of it because Arjan's coming, and like you said, he is probably one of the most dangerous heavyweights that I've faced.
Yeah.
To date, he's dangerous all the way around. Not just that, his pedigree comes from AKA San Jose, AKA Highlight. Man, he's an AKA guy. Those guys go hard. That's just the squad. They're known in this industry. That's what we do. Alliance, we're known in the industry. There are certain schools that when you're coming up against them, game on.
Now, speaking of the people that could be coming, possibilities in the future, assuming that, you still got to get through Arjan first, which is a huge task like you talked about, but at least a few months ago, the plan was like for Arjan Bhullar to be the welcoming committee for Vitor Belfort in one championship, and at heavyweight, Arjan has traded wins and losses recently, so it's a bit harder to make a title case for him, but it's possible. But for Vitor, the incoming legend, new division, there certainly would be interest in a fight with you if he beat Arjan. And impressively, is a fight with Vitor something you might be hoping for in the future?
Listen, a match at any event with any athlete is more and more welcome. Like, One Championship has been signing all sorts of talent from around the world. I'm welcoming all of them. You are the reason why I get up and train. You are the reason why I can't sleep at night. So please, yes. For all of you, yes.
In a recent interview, new free agent Fabricio Werdum suggested a fight with you and your title as things he has some interest in his future. That would be a rematch of your fight at UFC 85 way back in 2008. But of you, if you had the chance, a lot has changed since then, though. What are your thoughts on that early kind of call out and a rematch with Fabricio in one?
Man, I welcome it. Like, I heard a rumor that he was going to be coming. I was like, oh man, welcome to the big show, big dog. Welcome. I thought he was already here. I thought he was signed up already. Mm-hmm. So, good luck with this. Good luck with whatever you're doing. I know you're talking a lot of smack, Fabricio. I know. Just don't forget. Before that fight would stop early, I clipped you, son. Clipped right in your mouth. Legs went weak, and you danced on the cage and put your butt on before you got back up. But don't remember, I've been lifting weights since then. I got faster since then. So, welcome. Man, just come on to one. Just come on. Stop playing around. Stop trying to negotiate. Just come on to one, man. Nowhere else you need to be anyways. You already said it. You wanted this belt. Oh, but there's a lot of talent. A lot of new people who's mad, though. So, man, so much talent. So many people calling me out. Oh, somebody asked me the other day, would I be interested, and this is no disrespect to Mr. Arjan Bhullar. Mr. Arjan was signed on the line. It is still our title fight. Somebody asked me if I would give up the fight with Mr. Arjan if we could just do a heavyweight tournament. I say yeah. If Mr. Arjan was okay with it, I for sure would do a heavyweight tournament. You guys really want to find out? All you want to find out right now? We can do it in one tournament.
Now, talking about, because the things with like Fabricio free agency and stuff like that. Now, there are a lot of MMA promotions that have haven't gotten up and running, and some that really have. Now, one is really hampered by pulling from all over Asia, doing events in all over Asia, and there's various restrictions that's really hampering them from really getting full bore again. A lot of people are trying to talk about UFC versus Bellator fights lately, and let's be real, that's not happening. But are you surprised? Exactly, but are you surprised something has never come up between one and Bellator, especially since Bellator and Ryzen had worked something out and talked about and did stuff together, and one has, to do plans in the U.S. soon? Who wouldn't want to see Vera versus Bader, Aung La versus Nemkov, Shinya Aoki, Edward Foliang in a Bellator cage? Like, why hasn't that stuff happened, man? It's got to happen, no? Wouldn't it be better to work together against the UFC?
So there's two sides to that. As a fan, as an athlete, I can say yes, it would be better to band together to go against UFC.
Yeah.
As knowing the numbers for one championship is bigger than the UFC in terms of viewership.
Yeah.
So, there's that whole business side. And then, Dana and his boys were like, no, you need us. So, but you already know that's gone. One championship doesn't need anybody to grow. Their numbers I think they're more than NFL right now. They're more than F1 right now. The last numbers matrix that I saw in terms of viewership per month, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think one championship needs anybody. I do think it's a very, very cool concept and it would be very, very awesome as an athlete.